There's the direction I came from. And here's our Friday morning. Blue flag on that bush right there, marking Bear Mountain Peak Trail. Looking like it might be cloudy today, according to the forecast that I got yesterday. Not bad hiking weather, I'd say. Looking east again from my camp at Bear Mountain Peak Trail, I can see the Sierra Peaks, the High Sierra Peaks over there. So I was going to see if we can zoom in. Can you see the white color there in the center, faintly above the dark line where the snow is? Below the dark peak line is a line of fog that seems to be rising, so I thought I would try to get this image before it obscured it. Hopefully later today we'll have some clearer views. I wish this was clearer, but it is what it is. Came from that direction. Camped here. Now going to continue down that way on Bear Mountain Peak Trail. And I just saw an insect down here that looked like it could have been a cockroach or something. But now I've looked away and he dug himself in partially, and I don't think I'm going to be able to sight him. So this is the direction we're going. Let's get moving. Butterfly Mariposa lily. Another one, another one, another one, and up high. I don't think I want to try and scale this steep bank here, but there is the Clarkia elegantia. Can we zoom in on it? I haven't seen that one here yet. It's also called fuchsia clarkia because the flower buds before they open look like fuchsia flower buds. And there's Mississippi Lake. Happy Friday morning. Beautiful iridescence on the edges of the wing there. See if I can identify it in the app. Startled a jackrabbit. That's the way I'm headed. Same as the jackrabbit. This is looking out to the south and west. The direction I came. I camped just on the other side of that little grassy knoll there at the top. And looking north and east, there's Mississippi Lake, part of it. So let's continue on and see if we see any more critters. Oh, and that butterfly or moth, not sure which one it was, the app said it was Gorgon copper. Black-tailed jackrabbit. Going back the way I came. This is the way I'm going. Bear Mountain Peak Trail. Oh, there's some pretty views. A little bit more of Mississippi Lake. That's the trail I just came down. Looking to the west. Can't see it here. I thought I saw Loma Prieta through a saddle and some other ridges. But over here toward the east, it looks like the terminus of Mississippi Lake. Looks like a dam there. And interesting ridges and peaks behind it. Got about 3/10 of a mile to go on Bear Mountain Peak Trail to hit Willow Ridge Road. That'll be my next junction. Came just a little bit further from that direction. I see a blue flag on the ground over there under that tree. I thought about fixing it, but I've got to do some miles, and I don't think it's really necessary. Okay, I think I see Loma Prieta again. Let's zoom in and see what you think. The double peaks. Not 100% sure. That's the direction I'm headed. Came from that direction. There has been a lot of good work done here on Bear Mountain Peak Trail to clear chamise. There's only a few spots where it's still kind of overgrown. But as I'm hiking along, I noticed this, and I saw one of these also on Bear Spring Trail. So it looks like something, apologies, something brought it all the way here to feast on it. But I don't see that growing around here. I think it could be, well, maybe I should just be quiet and not speculate. Okay, headed this direction, almost to the junction with Willow Ridge Road. This is the path I've been coming down. It looks like this will be goodbye to Mississippi Lake. Last little glimpse of it. The junction is a couple 100 feet ahead. I'm going to be turning right on Willow Ridge Road that you see going up to the right there. And I looked over here and I see some white specks, which I'm guessing must be Mount Hamilton. So let's see if we can zoom in. Yeah. The resolution's not very good, but I think those are the observatory buildings up there. Cool. This is the way I've been coming. Willow Ridge Road. Over there is Bear Mountain and Bear Mountain Peak. I think they're only different in elevation by 1 foot. But there's a nice view, I think, of the route I took on Wednesday. So from Los Cruceros on Wednesday morning. I had taken Mahoney Meadows Road to Poverty Flat, and then that green area that I keep pointing out there, I can't remember if that's already the Blue Ridge section or if it was still Poverty Flat. I'm kind of thinking it's Blue Ridge already by then. And you can see it continues up, and there's some switchbacks, sort of switchbacks, some swerves. And then that is Blue Ridge all along there. So I hiked all along there. If I zoom out, it does look sort of bluish, I guess. And then at some point, 7/10 of a mile from Mount Sizer, I went down the Black Oak Trail. And then that took me down into the ravine, and I came back up the Black Oak Spring Trail, I guess it's called, until it met Rock House Ridge Road and went around Hat Rock, which is not visible here. But I ended up coming down that ridge. That's Rock House Ridge. All the way down to the junction with the Narrows Trail and Bear Mountain Road at the East Fork of Coyote Creek. So you can't see the path that I went along there. And then I came up Bear Mountain Road and got elevation again. And I'm not sure how much of it is visible either. I think that might be some of it. That might be on private property. That for sure is on private property. I don't think, maybe that light patch in the foreground I hiked on. Anyhow, the journey continues. Willow Ridge Road. Been hiking up Willow Ridge Road. Nice north-facing slope. And look at what I found. I have never seen a white-colored thistle. App says it is called peregrine thistle. There's another one. It has some serious thorns, I'd say. Onward up Willow Ridge Road. Willow Ridge Road. There's also mule ears, golden yarrow. Lots of stuff going on here. Here's the direction I came from. Willow Ridge Road. And here's the junction. Willow Ridge Road continues to the right. And I'm going to be going left on Mississippi Ridge Road to reach Caviata Spring. Only 0.3 miles. Yay. I hope it is looking good. What else do we have here? Mississippi Lake 0.7. View Trail. View Trail. Is that supposed to point up? Because there's definitely something going up here. Am I supposed to go up to get to Cavallada Springs. My app didn't seem to be showing a view trail. I'll try going this way because it looks easy and see if my app tells me I'm en route. I'll have to stop the video to see if I'm en route. That's the way I came. The route that looked easy is en route, Cavallada Spring Trail. And I reached this point and said, uh-oh, I hope that's not the spring. But there is a post over here. It tells me I've got 0.2 miles to go. So of course I'll have to backtrack back to Willow Ridge Road and have to regain this elevation that I'm losing. But it's very similar to Thursday. I camped with very little water. Sorry, Wednesday and Thursday I camped not near a source on a ridge, first Rock House Ridge, and then last night Bear Mountain Peak Ridge, and there was no water and I had very little. I still have 200 mils in my bottle, but I don't like hiking with very little water. I don't like carrying tons of water either, but I seem to be more okay with carrying tons of water than running out. So over to the north must be the Orostimba Wilderness that I've never been to yet either. Lovely views. All right, I'll put the video away and hike. That's the direction I've been coming, and it is steep. And I can't recall if I read Cavallada Spring Trail or Cavallada Spring Road, but clearly something with four wheels has been down here. And I think I'm just about to the spring. And I guess I'll have to be changing into my other clothing for that ascent. It's very exposed, very steep. And look at that, there's a sign that says spring. So the source has got to be up there in the box. And I guess you got to just dip, huh? It's got kind of a icky looking film on the surface, but I'm out of water. Maybe if I go up in there I can get something better. And I could look around on the other side of all that vegetation. It looks like there's actually a sign there. I'm gonna go check it out. Glad I looked around a little more. There's quite a bit of poison oak right here, for one thing. But if you go a little past the spring sign, you reach the spring, which looks pretty wonderful. So I'll be grabbing probably at least 2 liters of water here. The next source is only 4 miles away at Willow Ridge Spring. But the last report, I think it was in March, and it said slow drip and murky. Maybe the recent rain helped that out, but this does not look like a slow drip and murky, so I'll take it. Still here at Cavallada Spring. In the end, I ended up getting 3 liters at least. I got 3.2 6 now, it looks like. You know, bird in the hand versus 2 in the bush. The last spring report did not sound very encouraging. And I think I have about 8 miles to Blue Tank. It'll be less if I don't go to Willow Ridge Spring. I'll be able to cut down my mileage a bit. And that's sounding kind of good now. It's Friday. I'll be hiking out tomorrow most likely. I could stay one more night if necessary. But I do have to go back to work on Monday. And I'm really pretty happy with this water quality. I'm willing to carry. Can you see how gorgeous that looks? It's just like no color to it. So there's 3 liters there. And I got about 0.6 in this one. So yeah, I'm thinking I'll bypass Willow Ridge Spring. I actually really wanted to check it out because there's Willow Spring Ridge. There's a camp right next to the spring that I wanted to check out, and I thought I might want to camp there, but it's not enough mileage for today, so I'm not going to camp there today. And you know, this leaves me more to explore and discover next time I come. Caviata Spring, that's a good one. Aquaman Blue, the app says. This is still here at Caviata Spring. They like the small melilot with the yellow flowers. Another Aquaman Blue. The orange along the tail is just so iridescent and gorgeous. Just heard a hummingbird. Reluctantly, I leave Caviata Spring with my 3.6 liters water. Let me turn that around. I changed into my tank top, but I left my long pants on. I hope I don't regret that on this incline. It looks like the source comes right out of the rock there. Awesome. And down there is where the easy, good access is. And this is the path I get to retrace. That's where it came from. And then I saw this pretty little flower. Tried to identify it, and the app did not give it to me. So I don't know what it is. Pretty pink little buds that become white flowers. Onward. Came from that direction. This is Mississippi Ridge Road. And now I'm rejoining. Willow Ridge Road. That way. Came from the junction down there. You might be able to see the sign on Willow Ridge Road. And spotted this guy. Pipe stem clematis. The leaves faked me out at first. They look pretty similar to poison oak. I wonder if this is what grew the fruit that I found the husk of. Hiking this way. Or could it be this? Haven't seen any fruit on any of these yet. Came hiking up Willow Ridge Road that way and saw this. The app says Chaparral Currant. Not sure if they're ripe. If they're called currant, they're probably edible, right? Well, I'm not going to find out without knowing a little more. Gonna keep hiking this way. Came from that direction to the junction. To the left is Pacheco Ridge Road and Pacheco Camp in 4.4 miles. We're going to stay on Willow Ridge Road, but we're not going to headquarters just now. Came along Willow Ridge Road from that direction. And there's a swallowtail butterfly just cruising around this area. Whoa. I remember somebody saying the butterflies go up to the top of the hill to try to find a mate. There he is again. So fast. I can't focus on him, darn. And other smaller butterflies are all that's come around so far. Off over here, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's over there. And now we can see Pine Ridge again. There it is. It's behind Blue Ridge. Blue Ridge again with that expansive grassy area kind of in the middle, and the serpentine road up. I went up along that ridge and then down into that is Rock House Canyon between Blue Ridge and Rock House Ridge. And then I came down Rock House Ridge on the other side of Rock House Canyon, down, down, down. And then I went along the creek out of sight, and you can't see all of Bear Mountain Road, but you can see some of it over there. I climbed up Bear Mountain Road. That's a small stretch of it near the end. Pretty cool. Oh, Mount Hamilton, the observatory is no longer visible anymore. Butterfly is still cruising. Swallowtail, it looks like. Good luck, Swallowtail. I hope you find what you're after and make some baby swallowtails. I'm going to continue hiking on Willow Ridge Road. I have seen in flight really black butterflies or moths. I wonder if that is what I saw. Kind of looks like it could be a Gorgon's copper. Actually, the Gorgon's copper had spotted light-colored underside wings. Cannot see. Been traveling down Willow Ridge Road, approaching the junction. Sounds like something's loose and flopping in the breeze. Oh, it's an alternate route to Pacheco Camp on Pacheco Creek Trail. Ooh, I've been on Pacheco Creek Trail. It was really nice. But not going there today. Staying on Willow Ridge. And that's what it looks like at the moment. Once again, Pine Ridge, Blue Ridge, Rock Ridge. It's me still on the Willow Ridge roller coaster. Currently going down. Then we'll go up again and down and up again and down and up and down and up and down and up. I'm probably going on those roads way off in the distance. That's probably also Willow Ridge. Now you can see both of them. And I also looked this way. And where did it go? Down there. A couple of butterflies just whizzed past. That looks like the Coyote Creek drainage kind of area where I was on Thursday. And I'm pretty sure that is part of Bear Mountain Road. Meanwhile, on the roller coaster, whee! Arms up in the air. Some of the Willow Ridge Road. I just came up this section. It was pretty steep. And boom, look at that. I did already identify it, according to the app. Yellow clustered broom rape, which is kind of an ugly name for such a pretty flower. I don't see any foliage at all. I wonder if that comes later. Or maybe it was earlier and already died back. Still hiking Willow Ridge Road. Not far past the yellow clustered broomrape. But I just wanted to mention that, again, I think that's Coyote Creek down there. And you cannot see all of the Bear Mountain Road, but you can see sections of it there going up. So I was wrong when I speculated that this over here was also Bear Mountain Road. That is not in the distance, that is. Sorry, not that in the distance, this one. Nope, I got it wrong. One more time. That one. Bear Mountain Road. Up, 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 up. From down there. This is also a nice view across into Rock Ridge Canyon. So the creek that I took water from runs down that canyon. When I reach the bottom of Rock House Ridge, I keep forgetting house. So although you can see the road on Blue Ridge, if you recall, the trail over on Rock Ridge was pretty indistinct, and I was route finding and bushwhacking a lot of the way. Here it is Friday though, and I'm on Willow Ridge Road. Came on down from that direction, and look at that. Wow, I've seen evidence of lots of work done here and there. Mostly brush clearing, but look at that. Looks like they forgot their chainsaw guard though. I'm sure they'll be back for it. I think I spotted one of the seed pods. And yeah, this one's been harvested as well, it looks like. And those yellow leaves are California manroot. Coming up this gentler section of Willow Ridge. In the distance, there's more of the uppy downy roller coaster. But here is Hound's-tongue that's in bloom. I wonder if the recent rain is responsible for it blooming, or maybe it's just a late bloomer. This is a lovely north-facing slope. Look at how gentle that is up ahead. Nice. But we've got abundant Chinese houses, and these ones look particularly purple, don't they? That's the direction I came from. And looking across, another just fabulous view. That must all be part of Mahoney Meadows anyway. The green that I kept pointing out from across Henrico State Park. So over here on Willow Ridge, I haven't seen any expansive oak savanna grassland like that. There's Blue Ridge Road going up, and Blue Ridge once again. And there's the Rock House Canyon in between. Cannot really see any trail coming down Rock House Ridge. You can see more and more of Pine Ridge over there. is the way I'm hiking. You can see what's in my immediate future and what's a little farther off in my future. Came from that way to what I'm going to call the second best rest spot ever. I can look across and admire the landscape and recollect what I saw when I was over there hiking. Just came up this little bit of Willow Ridge Road, and I see here's some gooseberries that I wanted to capture. Also, don't know if they're edible. Got some really nice thorns there. If they are edible, the wildlife will enjoy them. And this is how my route looks at the moment up Willow Ridge Road. I actually just encountered a backpacker on his way to Mississippi Lake. Oh, I think I can see him out there. There's a little speck. Let's see if we can zoom. There he is. In motion. He had a fishing pole with him. He said Mississippi Lake is his favorite place. Just came from this direction. There's a marker there, and there is a trail going off to the left, but it does not indicate what that trail is or what you can reach if you travel it. I was impressed by the standing snags from the fire. And then I started to look around a little more. And I think probably definitely East Fork Coyote Creek is down in there. Maybe Los Cruceros is down in that vicinity as well. Let me get it in the right place. Not 100% sure, because that might be Poverty Flat Road there, actually. But it could also be the Narrows Trail that I haven't traveled. I think that is Poverty Flat there, going up to the junction with Blue Ridge. Sorry. I think that's Poverty Flat going to that junction, and Blue Ridge goes off that way. As I have oft indicated, I'm continuing along Willow Ridge. That's where I came down Willow Ridge Road. There's a mud hole, and I'm looking at these prints. This one looks like multiple steps, but toward me there's a couple that look like claw marks, like it was traveling toward me. Don't see any claw marks around that one, so I'm guessing that one's a cat. And then there's the smaller ones in here. Maybe cubs? Looks like they were going that way. Maybe turned and went this way. Actually, it looks like some steps went straight through the sticky part of the mud. There's more up there. Probably see them better when I get to the other side. Guess I'll go on this little ledge over here. Yeah, some critter fully just stepped in the soft mud. Still traveling Willow Ridge Road. I just came down that section of Willow Ridge Road, and this vista is awesome because it shows my route in along Coit Road. I don't know if you can't see the end of it there, but along that ridge in the center. And then at some point Mahoney Meadows Road. And remember the outhouse? Am I in the right place? No. There it is. The outhouse. Whoops. At Mahoney Meadows, where I did not take the Lost Spring Trail route. I continued on Mahoney Meadows, which is obstructed by trees some of the way, but some of the way you can see through it. So that there is not Poverty Flat Road, that is Mahoney Meadows Road. And it takes you on down and dumps you right around Los Cruceros, which I thought I had it. Didn't go far enough, probably. Yeah, down in there. Oops. Very, very, very cool. And then, you know, continuing with the Poverty Flat Road, which does go up to the junction there. I was never aware of what a remarkable feature Mahoney Meadows is in this park, and you can't even see it. There's some obstructed by that bush, but on the other side there's more. It's just expansive and verdant and remarkable. And this is the way I'm going on Willow Ridge Road, where I came from. I've reached the junction with Willow Ridge Trail, and there's a Willow Ridge Spring. I wonder why it's not mentioned on the sign. And a Willow Ridge Camp, but it may have been damaged in the fire. It's only 1.6 miles to Los Cruceros from here, but that is not the route I'm gonna go. I'm gonna skip the spring and keep going. Been coming that way down Willow Ridge Road. I met another hiker at that last junction. She was coming up Willow Ridge Trail that I decided not to turn on. And about a quarter mile, I'm going to be taking off to the right, going down that green ridge just ahead. That's called Heartbreak Trail, but my app calls it Fourth It'll go down into the canyon there and cross Kelly Cabin Creek, and then I'll get on the Cross Canyon Trail, which you can see some of there, and it goes up along that ridge. I've come down that, but I haven't gone up it, and it'll join Coit Road up at the top there. This is what I have ahead. The road I have been hiking, direction I came, Willow Ridge Road. There's a view off to the east, and up ahead is the junction with the Heartbreak Trail. I came up the Heartbreak Trail in March, first thing in the morning, and it wasn't bad, and I thought, oh, I'd hate to go down that trail, so I'm hoping that the recent rain will make it not too slippy slidey, but it is steep. I know that from experience. Willow Ridge Road, Heartbreak Trail. Down we go. Came that way down Heartbreak Trail, and I have not yet identified these. Let's get some that don't have the shade of the phone on it. Those ones are just little buds that haven't opened yet. There's some open ones. I guess I can shift this way. I think I'm gonna need to hold this branch still in the wind. Come here, branch. Very pretty. It's a gray buckeye. I wish he'd open his wings a little more so we could get a nice look. Close but no cigar. There's some really pretty orange color between the eye and the actual head there. You can see a little bit of it. I guess I gotta keep hiking though. There's a little bit of the Heartbreak Trail I came down. Off over there, you can see Willow Ridge Road. Up there, I think I got an image of that big white boulder. And there's some more red boulders over there. A bunch of bewildering bush mallow and burnt sticks. Not sure what those were when they were alive. Gray pine, manzanita perhaps. Over in here, you can see the Cross Canyon Trail where it comes down to cross Kelly Cabin Creek and join the Heartbreak Trail. There's some switchbacks in there. You can't actually see the crossing, but up through that canyon runs Kelly Cabin Creek. So I guess it's probably Kelly Cabin Canyon. And this is what my trail ahead looks like. This is about the most overgrown section I've been through. It does look like bikes ride this path. Oh, I think it went this way. This area got hit hard in the fire, didn't it? I don't see a lot of trees that survive. There's some over there that have some green growth. More often, none. A little bit of Heartbreak Trail that I just came down, and this is just like a graveyard, this section through here. Look at that one up ahead. It's got a lot of character even in death. But you look on the other side of the little ridge here, and you see a bunch of live trees. Until you reach this level, and then there's more dead continuing on over there. Interesting. There's a fence, so I guess I need to go this way. Kind of looks like a game trail. Let me check the app. I think that's the trail right there. Nope, that was not the trail. So I think these limbs are supposed to indicate don't go this way. The way that I went, the trail is actually over here. Into another graveyard area. Came that way down Heartbreak Trail, and I see here some old tube irises and a very busy bee in there. Can we see the bee? It's losing focus. He's just going from flower to flower. Wow, he's a big one. Maybe I'll go before he comes back to life. I'm going to be headed that way. Came this way on Heartbreak Trail, almost to the bottom. There's a whole hillside of the chick lupin here. The yellow and white one. And I can hear Kelly Cabin Creek below, as well as some quail and jays. This last little section, the slope, you know, the trail's fairly level contouring, but it's not a level foot pad. It's sloped with the hillside slope, so it's kind of tricky. Be going slow. Came down Heartbreak Trail through there. There's Kelly Cabin Creek. There's a blowdown, and nicely they cleared it from Heartbreak Trail. And here's the junction, Heartbreak Trail and Cross Canyon Trail. When I was here in March, there was less water. But our recent rains have given it new life. So I'll find a way across somewhere. Looking upstream, that hillside looks pretty impenetrable if you did make your way across. I think that's Kelly Cabin Creek Trail that heads up that way. And same with if you go downstream, it's going to be tough if you do get across to make way to the trail. So I'll see you on the other side. I was coming up the Cross Canyon Trail from down there, and I noticed this little guy. I wonder what got him. Maybe a bicycle? I don't know. Hard to imagine somebody would kill him on purpose. But some people are like that. More irises. Okay, up I go. Been coming that way up Cross Canyon Trail. And just pausing to take a look across. There's Willow Ridge Road way up there across the canyon. We have not regained all that elevation yet. But here in the foreground, this looks like the area that was fenced off. And I see the sort of terraces there. It makes me wonder if it had anything to do with Kelly Cabin. If there was a Kelly Cabin. Or is it just old ranch roads? This is my route now.